All the dignitaries and students. Signed, the Computer Science and IT Society of VBIT is organizing a two-day workshop on software application testing using automation tool QTT. We are obliged to have Mr. Nageshwar Rao Garu as our chief guest. That is, he is the resource person for this two-day workshop. Now I'd like to take the privilege of inviting Vice Principal Sir, Dr. Jayan Kulkarni Sir, onto the stage. Now I would like to take the privilege of inviting the Director of Academics, Mr. N. Subhash Chandra Sir, onto the stage. Now I would like to invite HOD IT, Dr. M. Madhubala Ma'am, onto the stage. I would like to invite our resource person, Mr. Nageshwar Garu, to take this. Let us start the event by lighting the lamp, and I request our dignitaries on the stage to light the lamp. And our students, Anusha and Renuka, will start the event.
Actually, why we are conducting this workshop, you know about it. Already, sir already told you. Especially, we have taken STM. Why? Because this is very useful for your in future career. While you are doing in the projects or while you are doing in companies. In STM, what are the methodologies that you have to learn and what are the concepts that you have here? Briefly, in front of Nageshwar sir, we are unable to say anything on this subject. Compulsory now it is 10:30 now. We have to give it to Nageshwar sir now. Don't waste your time. All points you have to write on your copies and you have to practice. Today evening we are going to give you a CD with the tools. All these testing tools we will give you. You have to work in your home and tomorrow we are planning to conduct in lab also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request our beloved HOD, Mr. N. Srinivas sir, to come on to the stage. Sir, we would like to hear some words from you.
Good morning to you all. Vice Principal sir, Academic Director sir, and my HODs, faculty members and the students. Actually, in software testing, the modern tools are being implemented in the industry. Students are unaware of that. Only manual testing, you are all familiar with it. So what are the company strategies? How automation testing is done? Actually, we are writing programs only for application development. For testing, what are the requirements are there? Because every time we update the software, the testing has to start once again. So there is a huge need for the automation test tools in the industry. So every time the version comes, the testing starts from the initial point. It takes long time to test the application. So automated scripts are nowadays they are very important and they are essential, and every tool is very costly and ordinary companies are unable to afford for it. So how do we test, what are the scripts, how it will run? All these things are essential for fourth year students. This 2 days workshop will make you perfect in testing tools, and it will give exposure to modern technologies that are used in testing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, Shravanti will give a brief introduction about our resource person, Mr. Nageshwara Garu. Shravanti.
Good morning all. Today I take the privilege to introduce our resource person, Mr. Nageshwara Garu, to all of you. Mr. Nageshwara Garu, an ISTQB certified professional, is a senior consultant at Talent Sprint who spearheads the software testing training. He has more than 8 years of rich experience in training and consultation. He is an expert in training professionals on all aspects of software testing, and his core competency is designing curriculum, development and implementation. Besides this, his areas of expertise also include technologies such as manual, QTP, QC, Windrunner, LoadRunner, Silk Test and Rational Robot. He has previously associated with Cognizant, Hexagon, Capgemini and ADP. Thank you.
Thank you, Shravanti. Now, Manasa will offer a bouquet to our resource person, Mr. Nageshwara Garu. Thank you, Manasa. Now I would like to take the privilege of requesting our resource person, Mr. Nageshwara Garu, to start the session.
Good morning. You're present? I don't think so. Good morning. My voice is more than compared to you, as of my knowledge. Huh? Okay, is it audible for everyone? Okay. Let us start with our topic. Today whole day we are going to discuss about our software testing process, what exactly is going to happen inside the industry, how they will be follow the process, what we want to know as an entry level, and what we need to present ourselves when we go for interviews. We'll discuss all of them. Let us start with a small example. Let us assume that there was a school. The school wants to teach their second class students about a concept called triangles. But as you know, modern technology, the application should read 3 integer values. Each integer value represents one side of a triangle. And if all the sides are equal, then the system has to show equilateral triangle. If any 2 sides are equal, it has to show isosceles triangle. If all the sides are different, then it has to show scalene triangle, as you know. This is what the information shared by the school, and they gave the information clearly to the company. People, we want to teach this subject only for second standard student. We don't want to teach with respect to the angles. We want to teach only with respect to the sides. Now these requirements have been shared with the developers as well as testers. Let us assume that these are the requirements provided by the client. And once we got the requirement, we are supposed to analyze we got from the client, that itself is called as a requirement document. In professional way or in a certification way, we used to call it as a test basis. The meaning of test basis is nothing but the document which we collect from the client, and we are going to do analysis and we are going to design our test cases. For testing, very important task is designing the test cases. In order to design the test cases, don't bother about what is test case initially. First we want to know what exactly the testing. Then once we have an idea about a small overview of testing, then we will discuss details about what is testing, what is testing process, what are the different phases are there, and what we can say, what is test case, how to prepare the test cases, what document we are going to use. Then we will discuss in detail. But before going to start all of them, let us have a brief idea about how the testing is going to happen inside the industry. And when we got this information, requirements from the client, we are analyzing. In the analysis, we come to know that it is reading 3 integer values, and each integer value represents a side of a triangle. And if all the sides are equal, it is saying that equilateral or scalar or isosceles, depending on the situation. Let us assume, do you have any idea about what is the basic condition to be followed for a triangle? Is this more than enough? Do we need some more information to test the application? What is that? Can I have? No idea for no one? Can you read? Can you read the information which is available over there? Yes sir, no? Yes sir. Then? Is it more than enough? Do you need some more information? Do you know what is the fundamental principle to be followed for a triangle? Okay, let us discuss. If I want to prepare a triangle, can I use 1, 2, 3 as my inputs? Can I prepare the triangle? Can I use 1, 2, 3 and can I prepare the triangle? What is the problem? So the basic principle of triangles is sum of the two sides should be greater than to the third side. That information is not shared by the client because this has to be collected by the people by understanding the requirements. Don't expect that everything can be shared by the client what is required for the client. Sometimes when you are reading, when you are analyzing, you may recognize some other information is missing in order to complete this session. The same way, whenever we read this, we missed some information by the client, that is sum of the two sides should be greater than to the third side. So that information may not be provided, but while we are designing and while we are analyzing, we need to analyze the requirements and we need to design the test cases. So whatever the requirements we are looking, these requirements document is called as test basis, and this we are considering as an input for our testing. So we are going to do black box testing. So first of all, what is black box testing? Whenever you take a system, the system which is going to take some inputs and which is going to be behaved based on the inputs, that type of process is called as a black box testing, or we can say black box testing is totally dependent on requirements or pertain to the requirements, and we can say black box testing is totally dependent on inputs and the expected behavior of the system. Or black box testing is also called as functional testing or behavioral testing, depending on the terms we can use. But whenever we want to do testing, we are going to do black box testing, and further we need certain requirements. We are taking the requirements, we are analyzing the requirements. Whatever the requirements we took an analysis, that is called as black box testing test basis. So test bases are two types. One is black box testing test basis. Second one is white box testing test basis. So with only black box testing test basis, we may not able to cover everything. Let us assume that this application is developed and given to the client. Client has been installed into the systems, asked students to go and do practice. There was an extraordinary skilled student. The student may enter a data, and the data may be unfortunately more than the system expectation. Let us think the system is expecting that to take only 8 bits of information, and the student entered such a way that the data is more than 8 bit, and when he processed, the system will show unable to process the data. Student may not able to understand. He may call the teacher. He may ask the teacher, teacher may I know what is the reason. Teacher also will read, and she will also recognize that it is an integer value, but the system is not responding. This is a defect. We recognize the defect, and they may approach the company. The company people may take the data and they may say that this application is designed only for 8 bit. This application is not designed to accept the 16-bit information or 32-bit information or a 64-bit value. So that is the reason the system may not able to give you the complete expected result. So in order to avoid such kind of confusions to the client, in order to avoid the confusions to the end users, we are supposed to look inside the source code also. This 8-bit or 16-bit or 32-bit usually designed by the designers. In order to know all these things, we are supposed to look inside the source code also. When you look this source code, the source code says about, the first line of source code itself says about, it is going to accept the 16-bit integer values only, 16-bit signed integer values only. Let us assume that the student entered the 32-bit and it is creating a problem, then it is going to be a big problem for the students and the company also. To avoid such kind of confusions or to cover our system thoroughly, we are supposed to look inside the source code in order to design different test cases which cannot be designed from the requirements. Don't expect we can cover everything from the requirements itself. That is the reason we need to look inside the source code and we need to design the test cases, and they are not as that of your requirements. So when you look inside the source code, you are analyzing the source code and designing the test cases. This is called as white box testing test basis. We have two types of test basis. One is black box testing test basis. Second one is white box testing test basis. Black box testing test basis is used by the testers, and white box testing test basis is used by developers and testers depending on the situation. It is not mandatory that it should be used only by the developers. We have an assumption that the code has to be viewed only by the developers. By looking into this, we can come to a conclusion that it is not mandatory that the source code should be viewed only by the developers. Testers are also supposed to view in order to design different test cases which cannot be covered from your requirements. That is the reason we have two kinds of test cases. One is black box testing, second one is white box testing. So whatever it may be, which you are taking, analyzing and designing your test cases, that itself is called as a test basis. And let us design the test cases. In order to design the test cases, we have a small template. This is not exactly the template which is used in the industry, but as an entry level people, we want to understand how the test cases has to be designed. There we are going to have a serial number and we are going to have an inputs. This inputs part will come into our notation saying that this input is going to be taken by the system. Once the system is taking the input, we have our own expectation from the client information. If all the three sides are equal, then the system has to show equilateral triangle. From where we are getting this expected output? Are we assuming and designing?
Yes.
Are we assuming and designing? Is it shared by your client or you are assuming and designing?
Shared by your
Shared by the client. You can read the requirements. The requirement says about if all the three sides are equal, equilateral triangle. That means a tester never assume anything while doing testing. he has to totally pertain to the requirements and design the test cases. While we are designing the test cases, the vital component of test case document is expected value. Let us assume that I am working on this dais. While I am working in this dais, if I doesn't have an idea, if I walk on the edge, I will fall down. I am walking on the dais edge and I suddenly fell down. Can I say is it a pass or fail? Let us assume that I am walking on the dais, on the edge of the dais. I didn't have any idea I will fall down or I will walk in a proper way. I don't have any idea. But I am walking. Unfortunately, I fell down from this dais. Can you say it is a pass or fail? Can you say pass or fail? Fail? Let us assume that if I am catching this, I am walking. Do I have any expectation it will fall down? No. Right? So let us think it is fell down. Then what you will say? Is it pass or fail?
Fail.
Fail. How you are saying? You have a clear expected value says about whether it is falling or not. Means whenever you design the test cases, the expected value is a vital component. Without the expected value, we cannot say whether the system is pass or fail. If you want to say the system is working as per the expectations of the client, the system is not working as per the expectations of the client, then we need compulsory the expected value. Let us assume that a student given 3, 3, 3 and 3, 3, 2 are, as you know, isosceles, scalar, invalid. So like this, if we design so many number of test cases, it's going to give you the expected output. Let us think we designed the test cases. Now the developer developed the system and the developer released our application. Are you observing an application here? Are you observing an application here? Let us assume that whatever the test cases we design, let us execute the test cases and check the actual behavior of the system. The first test case given by the people, test engineers is 3, 3, 3. What they are expecting for this? Let us process and check what it is going to give you. Is it giving you? Is it showing you the triangle? Is it giving you a message? This is a equilateral triangle. So what you expected? Equilateral triangle. What the system is showing? So this is called as the actual behavior of the system. This actual behavior is coming because of your inputs only. The inputs are taken into the system and the inputs are processed by your system, and the process is going to give you the result saying that how the system is behaving. So by looking into this, we have already the system should show equilateral triangle. Now the system is showing equilateral triangle. Then what is the result? What is the result? Pass. Okay, let us assume and go for the next. I want to go for the next data as it is given for you. 3, 3, 2. What you are expecting for this? Isosceles triangle. Very good. Let us check what is going to happen. Process. What it is showing? Isosceles triangle. Okay, let us assume that I am designing test cases and executing. My system is showing the results. How long I need to continue this process? Throughout your life, if you design test cases, execute test cases, you never able to say, yes, this is the enough point. Do I need to have an end point? Why? For what purpose you are developing this application? To keep in your company? For what purpose? You are developing this project for what purpose? Based on a client requirement you are developing or not? When you develop endpoint or not? For that, you have a button called ready. Let us go and check ready button. It shows how many number of test cases you executed and how much lines of code has been covered. Let us check, you executed 2 test cases, you covered 15 lines of code. How many lines of code is there? That is secondary. But we want to achieve 100% coverage. When you covered 100%, when you release to the client, even the client will pass any kind of data, the system does not give you any different behavior which is already tested by you. Let us assume that you are not covered 100%, you covered only 80% or 90% and you release to the client. Let us assume that the client has been entered certain data which you are not prepared, you are not executed. The system may give you the behavior other than the 80%. Then there is a biggest problem from the client. Not only biggest problem, he is not going to point you, he is going to blame you because of certain reasons. I'll give you a small example. We are going to discuss this example later also. You know our Satish Dhawan Center? What is the purpose? Sriharikota, Nellore, Satish Dhawan Center. What is the purpose? So the same way, there is an European Aerospace. European Aerospace wants to launch a satellite and they plan for European Aerospace 4. And they did well, it was executed, successfully launched and they reached their destination. Good. So whenever they completed their destination, are they going to sit idle? What they will plan? They will plan for an upgraded version or not? So they plan for European Aerospace 5 and whatever it may be. Let us assume that you are sending a satellite. The satellite can be driven by the human beings. How you will be control the satellites? Using your missions? Using the softwares? So the software which was used for European Aerospace 4 was copy pasted for European 5. While copy pasting, just now we come across a variable, the same way there was a variable. The variable is a 16-bit unsigned integer. The variable purpose is whenever your satellite is going on, some wind will come opposite to it, it has to calculate the velocity. Based on the velocity, it has to take its own diversions in order to avoid the obstacles and it has to reach its destination. So there, while copy pasting, the person felt that why should we keep this 64-bit signed integer or unsigned integer? Simply they changed that signed integer into unsigned integer or unsigned integer into signed integer. There was a small change. Is it a huge change? In the code it is a very small change or a huge big change? Very small change. They didn't perform enough testing. They implemented and everything was success. It has been taken off from the Earth. Exactly in 7 seconds it has been collapsed. Because of this collapsion, how much damage is created, do you know? $7 billion damage for financial. What I am giving is not a fake. You can search in Google, you can get this message. The same what I gave the message will be there in your Google also. This is a live example which we are giving. And after that, whenever the satellite has been failed, they started doing investigation. In the research, they recognized that this damage was because of a small change. Are you understanding? So a small change is creating a huge damage. Let us assume that the satellite has been collapsed near a village. When it is collapsed near a village or on the village, what will happen? Human damage will be created. At the same time, what will be there inside the satellite? Gases. They will spread over the environment. Environmental damage. So how much damage it is? Let us think financial damage can be fulfilled. But what about the human damage? Whatever the environmental damage, is it possible? So such kind of things are very dangerous. We feel we covered 80%, it is more than enough, let us release. But if you are thinking in that way, which may create a huge damage to the client, to avoid that, we are going to have an endpoint, exit criteria. The same way here also we have an exit criteria. How many number of test cases you executed is not important, but you are supposed to achieve 100% coverage. In order to cover 100%, we have 13 checkboxes also. If you cover all these 13 checkboxes, naturally you will cover 100% coverage. This is what says about your testing basically. Designing the test cases is very difficult. You saw 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, something you saw on the board. Is it very difficult to do? Is it simple or difficult? I think so. You need to have your breakfast. Is it true? Huh? You need breakfast? So I don't want to give a lecture in such a way, I am only the boss, I am saying please listen. I hesitate it. My session should be an interactive. What I want to share, I may not share 100%, I am sure. I am openly saying, if you want to capture more information from me, please make the session as interactive. Then it is easy for me to give more information to you. Put questions, I am very happy. Sitting ideal, I am clearly saying I want to deliver 100%, but I deliver only 50%, I am sure about that. So whatever the question, you feel it is a silly, don't bother about others. My process is please ask the question, get an information. Please make the session as interactive, then only it is going to be more effective for you and more attractive for the people who are watching it. Okay, let us assume that once we completed this particular session, small session, do you feel testing is very clumsy, very difficult to do, or it does not have able to be done by a human being? Can it be or not? What is this, yaar? Huh? Okay. No, it cannot be done, huh? Oh, sure. There was a good announcement. Whatever the questions we are going to be put, if you answer the questions properly, you are going to get a good gifts on the spot. So decide who want to win the gifts.
You need to raise your hand and take the mic. Best one will get the gift.
Let us discuss that as a test engineer, what are the different challenges we will be faced. Can you saw a field called name? You know your Gmail? Let us think that you are going to be filling your form. While you are filling your form, what are the different fields will be there? Name is going to be there? Okay. Let us assume that you want to test that particular name. What are the data you are going to be entering into it? Characters. Okay. Let us take. Any other than this? Anything other than this? Oh, do you have special characters in your name? Please give me. Please give me, do you have special characters in your name? I'm not asking username, I'm saying your name. Do you have special characters in your name? Oh, yes. Do you have? Okay. Let us assume that you completed testing, you released it into the client. The client is started using. Client is only in India? Client is over the world or not? Let us assume that there was a client called O'Brien. You know O'Brien? How are you going to write O'Brien? O apostrophe Brain. Alexander 2. Do you know? So do they have some special characters or not? So you are testing only with respect to your local names you released into the client. Client is going to face a lot of problems or not? It is the biggest challenge. Testing too many combination of inputs. When you go for NAEC in the world, there are huge number of combinations are available. We cannot able to test with everything. That is the biggest challenge that we can say, testing too many combinations of inputs. What is the second? Okay, I am ready to test with all possible combinations in the world. How much time is required? My age is completed. My kid may come. My kid says it's completed. His kid may come. His kid says also completed. But it may not go to the life. Wow, how many fields you are testing here? How many fields you are testing here? Only one field. How long? Oh, it is completed in 1 second, right? 1 second or one fraction of second? Huh? A huge time or not? So, I am ready to test with everything, but what is required? Enough time. Are they going to provide the enough time? So, what is the second challenge? No client will provide the enough time to cover everything. I am ready to cover, I am ready to do everything, but the client may not provide you the enough time. What is the third one? Let us think that login. There is a requirement called login. You know login? What is login? What is login? What is login? Are you thinking it is a window? What is it then? No, that is nothing but login. It is a word here. I am thinking word, you are thinking authentication. Some other person will think it is a button. Some other person will think it is a radio button. What is changing? Your expectations are changing or not? Why your expectations are changing? There is something missing in your requirements. They should give the clear information. Login is a window which should consist of XYZ, 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 XYZ. Then, can you get the complete idea about that particular requirement or not? If not, this requirement can be read by n number of people. Everyone can able to understand in their own perceptions, and it is going to collapse your system completely. So, what is the third challenge we have? Very difficulty to derive. What is CV? Just now we discussed. What is the vital component of your testing? What is the vital component of your testing? Expected value. Can you derive the expected value from the login? Can you derive the expected value from the login? Is it difficulty to say pass or fail or not? So what is the third difficulty we can say? May not able to derive expected values. If you are not able to derive expected values, we cannot comment on the result. That is the third biggest challenge. Okay, good, final. Let us assume that I'm commenting on this workshop itself. They give a publication or they give an ad saying that there is a workshop in VDIT and so on, so date and time in the morning. In the afternoon they announce differently. In the evening they announce differently. Tomorrow morning they announce differently. Can you plan your way to register? What is going to be missing? Consistency is missing in the expectation or not? So, what should not be changed? The requirements should not change forever. If the requirements are consistent, then it is easy for us to derive our expected results. If they are changing continuously, we cannot able to do the necessary changes with respect to the requirements. So these are the different challenges that a test engineer has to face when he put into the project. We will feel, what is this, sir? This is a silly. But these are going to play a major role in your career. And these are going to play a major importance on your quality of the system. And we are going to lose our position, companies are going to lose their credibility in the market, and clients are going to close their market shares also. To avoid all of them, we need to overcome all these difficulties. That is the reason when time is very less, as we discussed, let us go for our triangle exercise. As we discussed, can we able to cover everything? No. That is the reason what we freezed out, 100% coverage. So whatever the possibilities are there, design all the test cases, then you can go for cover 100%. Next we discuss about what is testing, the definition of testing. Testing is the process. Why it is a process and when they define it as a process? Actually, the definition of testing was there from long back, but initially developers used to debugging, that they used to call it as a testing initially. Can we say debugging is testing? Debugging is testing. Let us assume that you are writing a program in C language. You compile, the compiler is giving 0 defects. Is it sure that the system is going to be work as per your expectation? Then you have 0 defects here, 0 errors are there. Are you understanding? So debugging cannot able to give you the guarantee about the functional behavior of the system, which is going to give you guarantee about the logical or declaration or semantic problems only, which never gives you any functional behavior information. Once it is completed, let us discuss that. Later on, they define that testing is an activity. Do you know activities? Do you like to do the activities or not? Okay. Activities can be repeated a number of times. You know your school books? In every unit at the end, do you have activity or not? So once you completed, can you do again? Can you do again? In that book, you completed your activity once. Can you do again? So the same way, first developers do development, it comes to the testing, we are doing testing, we recognize lot of defects, we presented the defects to the developer. Our role is done. Developer's role is to address the defects. After addressing, they blindly send to the customer. Is it sure that our developers will address all our problems? And because of giving this information and they address, is it sure that the system will work after the addressing the defects also? Let us assume that you have a mobile. Your mobile is creating a problem. You brought this mobile to servicing center saying that this mobile is not accepting characters. So where the characters, do you have separate keyboard for characters in your mobile? What is this? Huh? Do you have separate characters? Is it mixed with your numerical values? Do you have a common keyboard or not? Let us assume that they did something and they modified it. Now your characters are pressing properly, it is functioning. Here you checked, characters are working. Can you come blindly? What you going to check? Along with the characters it are associated with numbers also. Does my number is working or not? Do I check or not? But according to this definition, you are raised a problem called character. The character problem has been resolved. Can I release to the client or not? Can I release to the client or not? That is the biggest problem they released to the client, which was created a huge damage. Later on they decided that testing should not be an activity, testing should be a process. What do you mean by process? What do you mean by process? Developers develop, comes to testing. Test engineers test, goes back to. This is called as a cyclic process. This is called as a process of evaluating your system. How are you going to evaluate the system? With the help of 3 things. One is dynamic testing, second one is static testing, third one is measuring software quality. What is dynamic testing? Dynamic testing totally dependent on only the exe file. Dynamic testing can be done only the exe file, or we can say dynamic testing is a functional testing or behavioral testing or black box testing, which is totally pertinent to the requirements or which is totally dependent on inputs and their expected values. Inputs and their expected values, that is called as dynamic testing. And dynamic testing is also called as a behavioral testing. We are going to check how many number of requirements has been covered by the developer and how many number of requirements are functioning as per the expectations of the client. Client is given the requirements. Just now we come across a triangle exercise. Based on that, we are checking whether the dynamical behavior is working fine or not. That is called as dynamic testing. Let us go for static testing. When you go for static testing, let us assume that I want to test a chair. Can I execute the chair? When you go for dynamic testing, you are doing an exe file. The exe file can be executed and you can pass some inputs and you can check for the behavior. But when you go for static testing, let us assume that I want to test the chair. Can I execute the chair? What I need to do? Do I need to keep stable the chair or not? So what is the purpose of chair? To apply certain pressure. So let us assume that I made a person to sit on and I asked the person to shake the chair, it's good. I asked 2 people to sit, it's good. 3 people to sit, it's good. Let us assume that I asked an elephant to come and sit on the chair. Still it is consistent. It's going to be a problem or not? So what you are doing, are you executing the chair? Are you executing the chair? What you are doing, are you keeping the chair stable or not? Are you testing it or not? That type of testing is called as a static testing. When you work for a project, what you are going to get from the client? Requirements, right? Very good. So when you are getting requirements, can you execute the requirements? What you need to do? You need to analyze the requirements. Analysis is a process of static testing. Whatever the requirement analysis is you are doing, that is called as a static testing. That we can call it as a review also. So there, the reviews can be done in different way. What we can say, reviews, inspections, walkthroughs, all these things comes under static testing. Means, without a proper requirement document, is it possible to do development and testing in a proper way? Let us assume that your requirements are not properly designed or not properly given for you. Can you do the proper development and proper testing? So first what I need to verify? Whether requirements are proper or not. That type of is called as review, or we can call it as static testing. Okay, let us go and do measure software quality. What do you mean by measure software quality? How many people involved in the project? 1 or 2 people involved? How many people involved? Huge number of people are involved. Let us assume that I want to take a decision. Let us release the project to the client. How to take the decision? Do I need to collect a lot of information from all the individuals or not? So once I collected, what I am going to do? Am I going to consolidate? Am I going to consolidate or not? Once you are consolidating, your plan already says what you want to achieve. You are already prepared a plan. Plan says what you want to achieve or not. And you collecting the data says what you completed. If both are matching, then you can say, yes, we achieved our target, then we can release to the client. Let us think your plan is saying you want to reach some 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And your execution says that you reached only 1, 2, 3. Can I stop testing and can I release it to my client? How to get this 1, 2, 3? How to get this 1, 2, 3? This 1, 2, 3 you are going to get from your measuring software quality. That means you are going to collect lots of useful data from the individuals. What data we are going to collect? How many test cases you created? How many test cases you executed? How many test cases are passed? How many test cases are failed? How many requirements you covered? You are going to have different measurements. You are going to collect all this data. The consolidated information says about whether your system is as per our expectation or not. Based on that, we are going to say, yes, quality has been met. Let us release to the client. So let us go and discuss about your dynamic testing, which can be done in manual and which can be done in with the help of an automation tool also, which is totally verifies the system with their requirements. That means it is totally dependent on requirements, and we are going to differentiate between the expected value with the actual value. Let us go here. What is measuring quality? Results collection of lots of useful data, and which is going to give you the information about quality of the software. The organization will take a decision whether to continue the testing process or to stop the testing process and repeat it. When you go for static testing, which is going to be done without execution and which is going to be a document verification, document review, design review, code review, all these such kind of things comes under your static testing. This is about your software testing definition. Do you know reliability? Do you know reliability? What do you mean by reliability? Let us assume that I and my friend went for a shop to purchase computers or laptops or TVs. We both are interested on the same brand. We both are interested on the same model. We both are purchased the same things on the same day. And both are delivered on the same day. Both are started using. After started using, one person's or my friends has started creating a problem. He approached the servicing center people. The servicing center people took it and replaced with one more. And he started using again. After 4 years, again it started creating a problem. Again he went and he made it repaired and it started working. After 5 years, my machine started creating a problem. Both are from the same brand or not? Both are from the same company or not? Same manufacturer? If there is any defect in it, both should create a problem or not? But both are created the problems. Both are created the problems. You are purchasing mobiles. You know very well. When you purchase a mobile, both your friend, you or your relatives, colleagues, so many people will purchase the mobiles. All of them will create the problems on the same day. It's never possible, right? So whatever the duration, let us assume that my friends, initially it was working for 1 day, after that it created a problem. After 1 day, it created problem for the next 4 years. It never created problem for the next 4 years. There was certain duration. That duration is called as reliability. So what we can say reliability in the sense, stability of the system means how long it can able to sustain, how long it can able to function, how long it can able to work as per the expectations of the client. That is called as reliability. Stability of a system under certain conditions. Let us assume that you are using your TV, they given a condition that compulsory you should use a stabilizer. You are not use the stabilizer, high power has been passed to the machine and it has been created a damage for your circuit. That is the reason reliability was not there for your friends, but you are read the document, you are using the stabilizer and it has been working properly for you as per your expectations. So the reliability says about stability of the system for a particular period of time under specified conditions. If you are using certain conditions, those conditions are supposed to be satisfied. If those conditions are satisfied, then we can say the system is reliable. Do you like to purchase reliable systems or unreliable systems? Yes. So do you want to know what is reliability or not? Let us assume that you are purchasing so many branded items. Are they going to give you warranty? Are they going to give warranty? How long they are going to give? Lifelong? 1 year, 2 years. How they will decide? Based on the reliability. How they can find the reliability? Based on your testing. Based on your testing, you can find the reliability. Based on the reliability, they will define your maintenance or they will define how long we are going to give you guarantee. Let us assume that you go and purchase a China mobile. Do you get any reliability? Do they give any guarantee for you? Why? Because they doesn't use such kind of environment or a machine or a software. That is the reason what is going to play a vital role? Reliability is going to play a vital role. This reliability we can able to recognize with the help of software testing, and we are going to give this information to the organization. Hey organization, this system can be reliable with this existing environment for this particular period of time. They will prepare a document saying that we are going to give guarantee for these many number of years. That is called as reliable. Let us assume that there are certain questions for you people. What is the first question? Can a system be? Is it possible? Is it possible? No. Then true or false? False. Good. Okay. What is the second question? Can a software system be reliable but still have faults? Example? Just now we discussed a live example of your mobiles or whatever the systems. Still they may have faults or not? Good. What is the next question? What is the third question? Fault-free software application always reliable. Is it reliable? If it is reliable, both the systems have to work for the same duration. Is it reliable? So these are about, can we be able to get 100% quality system? We can get only 99% of quality system. That means 1% of defects are existing or not? That is the reason what we are saying. Can a system be fault-free? When we can say it is a fault-free? If it is 100% quality, we can say fault-free. But is it possible to get 100%? Then, can a software system be reliable but still have faults? Is it possible or not? Because we are purchasing so many things with friends, relatives, so many people. Some may work fine, some may create a problem. Last one. Is it compulsory that if there is no fault, it should work fine forever? There is no guarantee until unless you are not executing that area, it will be work fine for you. Once you started using that, it creates a problem for you. What is the cost of a fault? As I gave you already just now, what is the cost of a fault which was done by European Aerospace? $7 billion of financial damage. Along with that, human damage. Along with that, and environment. You know AT&T? What is it? Lava. You know Bharti Airtel? What is Bharti Airtel? Network provider, right? The same way AT&T is a network provider in US. So AT&T does not have their own development wing. They used to depend on the third party. So when you go for, you know, circuits, serial and parallel. You know, let us assume that they are using a serial or parallel circuit and they have circuits. Each and every circuit will have a node. Do you recognize some boxes, junction boxes will be there when you remember your landline phones are available? Do you remember? Do they connect from your box to your home or not? So let us think this connection is not established. It will refresh and it will connect to your network or not? So let us think the people has been having a problem. They ask the third party to do modifications. The modifications has been done and the modifications, they removed refresh activity. Simple. They removed whatever the refresh is there, the refresh activity has been removed. Is it a huge problem? Is it a small or very big problem? Small change. They felt small changes will have a small impact and they implemented the network without testing. Without doing any testing, they implemented. After implementation, within fraction of seconds, the total network of AT&T, total US has been collapsed. When they collapse, if in India, you people are facing a problem with your network, what do you do? Make a call to the customer care executive, they will say 2 hours. After 2 hours, you will make a call, 24 hours. After 24, 3, let it be, I will change my network. But US people never sit idle. They went for courts. They approached legally. the court has been decided that pay $500 million for all your clients. What I am giving examples are not my assumptions. Please go and search in Google, you will get all of them. These are because of small change. Why? The court has been taken a decision to pay $500 million to their clients. So many clients are on call, so many clients are doing their business, so many clients are doing their transactions. Because of this, they have a huge damage for their business. Because of that, they approached, and AT&T also approached the court. AT&T does not have any proof to show that we did enough testing after the modifications also. Somehow this is created a problem. I am sorry for this, we are going to resolve soon. But this was not happened. This was not happened with AT&T. AT&T said that yes, we did some modifications, but these modifications we didn't test it thoroughly. Without testing we implemented. I am sorry to say, we are ready to listen your words. The court has been taken a decision to pay $500 million to their clients. AT&T paid. After that, they started doing investigation. In the investigation, they realized and recognized that this problem is because of a minor change which was done by the third party. Forget about all of them. Do you know cancer treatment machines? Do they available in the market right now? Still they are available? How they going to do the cancer treatment? Using ultraviolet rays, right? They used to send ultraviolet rays onto the body where it is infected. While they are sending ultraviolet rays onto the body, the ultraviolet rays used to kill particles. That means we can say, you know white blood cells, right? It used to kill the white blood cells instead of killing the cancer. And the cancer has been spread over the body. Some people lost their parts of the body. Some people lost their life. And the human rights courts, never able to sit ideal, they approached the court. The court has been decided and asked the medical people, have you conducted enough testing? Yes, they said yes, we conducted testing. On which we conducted rats and rabbits. Can you believe that if it is working fine for rats and rabbits, is it fine for a human being? Then they took a decision, please ban the cancer treatment machines. Now they are using only the chemotherapy. Nowhere the cancer treatment machines are available in the industry. And that is also an example for why testing, how fast the testing is. And I can give you one more example. There was a bank in US and there was a person who retired from his job. He got a huge funds. The funds has been kept in the bank. He started using the funds. After a certain period of time, December, you know what is going to be there in the December of US? Huh? What month they used to say? Is it the celebrations month in US or not? They used to have Christmas holidays, enjoy, right? This person also wants to provide the gifts to his friends, relatives, all of them. He went for a shopping. He purchased huge number of gifts and he distributed for all his friends. After that, he reached home. Tomorrow morning, he committed a suicide. Why the suicide has been committed? Police people started investigation. In his mobile, there was a message. The message says about, if you are exceeding your limit, we will sue you. Only this message was there. From their network bank, where he stored his funds, from where he purchased all the gifts, from that bank, he received a message saying that if you exceeded the limit, we sued you. Sued means legal approach. So we will go to the court. We will give you a complaint on your code because you are crossing your limitation of utilization. In India, if you are having a credit card, if your card limitation has been expired, it will show that you cannot able to do more transactions. But in US, you have a facility. You can do all of them. How long you want, you can do. They can easily able to trace wherever you are. That is the reason they provided the facility. People used to cross their limit frequently. The bank's motto is to send the message for frequent people. Their motto is not to send for everyone. Unfortunately, this was reached to this person who crossed his limit first time. And after the investigation, the people said that yes, we didn't do enough testing. This leads to a commitment of suicide. These are all the live examples available in the industry. Now tell me, is it necessary to do testing or not? Without testing also, can we be able to release it to the market? So fault of the software cost is very less. After listening your AT&T problem, after listening your European aerospace problem, after listening your bank overdraft problem, after listening your cancer treatment mission problem, do you feel very small changes will have a small impact, major changes will have a major impact? Whatever the change may be, impact never dependent on the change. So if you are doing any changes, are you supposed to do thorough testing or not? Without thorough testing, if you release, it may create financial damage, environmental damage, or human damage. To avoid all of them, we are supposed to do compulsory testing. Now, there are certain questions for you people. Why testing? I think so you can read, right? I want individuals to answer, please. So that means you doesn't have a day to discuss. True? Oh, you doesn't have listening skills also. Do you have listening skills? Oh, then what is the first question? So for that reason, do we need to perform testing or not? So we are ready to give group encouragement discussions, but we are not ready to give individual, right? This leads to you to failure in your career. I can say frankly, this leads to failure in your career. If you want to grow in your career, let us take a challenge. Everyone is a human being, everyone can do the mistakes, from there only we can learn. Take it as a challenge and come now. Because software is likely to have faults. For that reason, do I need to test it or not? Yes. Okay, what is the second one? Oh, what is reliability? Stability. How can we find the stability? Using? So is it required or not? Yes. Good. What is the next? There was a time gap in between development and release. To fill the time gap, do we do testing? No. So for that reason, we won't perform testing. Okay, next. To prove that the software has? What we are going to prove with testing? What we are going to prove with testing? Software has faults. But with testing, we never prove that software does not have any faults. Yes. Next. Because testing included in the project plan. For that reason, are you performing testing? Good. Next. Failure can be very expensive. Yes. You know examples, right? Yes. Are they expensive or not? Yes. Next. To avoid being sued by the customer. Example. AT&T. You remember AT&T? You remember bank overdraft statement? They both leads to suing or not? To avoid suit from the customers, do we need to perform testing or not? I gave you already, if AT&T has been done enough testing, they can able to present all these testing documents in front of the court. The court will take a decision, no need to pay any penalty, but resolve the problem as early as possible. They can avoid this problem by giving a small amount for testing, but they didn't do enough testing, which leads to a financial damage for them. Next. Oh, I'll give you here an example. There was a company called Bond, which was a Netherlands-based company. It started its organization in Hyderabad. Initially, they were into development. They does not like to give more importance to testing. They started their company. They started doing implementation. And you know SAP ERP systems? So they are very costly. Bond has an idea. Why can't we provide a software as equivalent to SAP ERP? As soon as they have an idea, they started planning a product. They went into the market. They captured the requirements of the client. And they started designing Bond ERP4. Once they planned, they announced into the market, we are ready to release Bond ERP4 into the market. When compared to SAP, it is going to be very less cost. And which is going to be as equivalent as SAP ERP4. When it is very less cost, what is the mentality of Indian? Very interested to purchase. So many people standed in queue and registered, paid huge money. When Bond has saw huge money, what they planned? They developed the project and they released on time to the client. Oh, client has been taken the system, started utilizing. Almost one month is completed. So as we discussed, Bond 4 is released into the market. Bond has got a huge money. Are they going to sit idle? No. They planned for Bond ERP5 to address the problems of Bond ERP4. As soon as they planned, they hired 20,000 employees into their company. Once they hired the 20,000 employees into their company and they started gathering the requirements for Bond ERP5, they settled down or they were to start planning for their project. As soon as they settled down, one client started coming to Bond, saying that Bond ERP4 is not working as per their expectation. All the clients has been returned back to the Bond, and Bond has been given all these 20,000 employees who are there in the Bond, totally attention is given for their clients. But they said finally, this is not possible to rectify right now. Again we want to go to do a new development process, then only we can do all the rectifications of the problem. Then Bond decided, sorry customers, we cannot able to do anything. Customers are going to stay silent. They asked to refund. All the refunds has been done. Bond decided to close their organization in the Hyderabad. But it is operating from Netherlands still. Why? Later on they decided and the investigation was done. Why this was done? Because initially I gave you, Bond started their company in Hyderabad with only their motto of development. They never give importance to testing. Finally they come to a conclusion, we neglected enough testing. This leads to close our business in Hyderabad. Now tell me, to stay in business, do we need testing or not? Without testing, can we able to be there in the business? Oh, how much testing also is required? How much testing is required? It's never enough. You know triangle. It's never enough or enough? Enough, right? Is it wrong or right? Right. Testing is never enough or enough? Testing is enough, but it is wrong or right? Oh, what is the next? When you done what you planned. Okay, let us assume that I planned to create 100 test cases. I created 100 test cases. Can I able to stop my testing? Can I release to my client? Why? You planned only 100, right? You planned only 100 or not? Then you can complete it. What is the problem? Need to achieve 100%. Okay, can you guarantee that with these 100 test cases you cannot reach 100%? Can you guarantee that you can reach 100%? There is no guarantee. Then how can you take a decision? You can plan all the silly test cases. You can plan all the crucial test cases. But who decides which type of test cases you created? We cannot able to judge. That is the reason when you have done what you have planned, may not able to give you the confidence. Next, when your customer or user is old. If you are happy, can you able to? If you are happy, can you able to? Who gave the project for you? Customer. Your customer is happy. Can we release? Can we release? It's partially true, partially false. We cannot say 100% true. We cannot say. Why? Because let us assume you created these 100 test cases. These 100 test cases are very silly test cases. You show all these 100 test cases to your client. All are resulted in pass. Your client looks at the test cases and he will be very happy and he will say release. Are you understanding? Let us think you created 100 test cases. All the 100 test cases are very difficult test cases and all the test cases are passed. He is saying release. Which type of release it is? Can you guarantee his release is with respect to crucial areas? Can you give this releases because of simple test cases? Whatever it may be, client may not able to understand with your test cases. Client can able to understand by working with the system only. In order to work with the system, he need huge time. For that reason, you can say it is partially true, partially false. Even your customer is happy or unhappy, we cannot say guarantee. That comes okay. Okay, next. When you have proved that the system works correctly, can we prove? Testing can prove only defects are available, right? Next, when you are confident that the system works correctly, you can be confident enough? Which type of confidence? Here we have two examples. Simple test cases, difficulty test cases. Which type of confidence it is? Can you judge? It is not guaranteed to say which type of confidence it is. Finally, depends on your what is risk? What is risk? Risk is a potential hazard or an unexpected event. Let us assume that if I am holding this bottle, I am roaming here and there. If I expect that this bottle will fall down, if the bottle is falling down, can we say it is a risk? Can we say it is a risk? It is not a risk because you are expecting it was happen. Without expectation, if it is happened, then we will say risk. So that is the reason risk is unexpected event or a potential hazard or missing of certain functionalities. If you are not developed, if you are not tested, then which is going to create a risk. Or we can say risk is nothing but missing of certain requirements. Even you miss the functionalities to develop, even you miss the functionality to test, that totally dependent on your requirements. If you miss the requirements also, which is going to be a risk. Risk of over testing and under testing. Do we have over testing and under testing also? How to decide which is over testing, which is under testing? How to decide which is over testing and which is under testing? Let us take an example. X-axis I am taking quality, Y-axis I am taking what we can say time. Here I am going to take time. Here I am going to take money. Okay, let us take two things. If you are drawing according to the time, if you are drawing according to the money, two curves will come in this way. Are you observing two curves are intersected at a particular point? So whatever the point they intersected, that particular point is called as optimum level of testing. So we need to do optimum level of testing. If you go left side of this optimum level, we can see this is under testing. If you go right side, we can say it is over testing. That means, let us assume your triangle itself, you reach 100%. Even you have a time, you started doing testing. With the testing, you you recognize one defect. This defect, when you recognize, are you going to sit ideal? Send to the developer. You forward it to the developer. Developer has to address. While he is addressing, which leads to a damage to 10 problems. Oh, 10 problems you raised. Again it was addressed, which leads to a 15 problems. What is happening? One problem is making to 10, 10 is making to 15, 15 is making to 20. But is it necessary to cover that one problem? It is not mandatory, but you have time. That is the reason you have covered. That is a problem, we can say, over testing. Under testing in the sense, let us assume that we need 1 year of time, but they provided 6 months. Can you cover everything in the 6 months? Can you cover everything in the 6 months? Then is it a over testing or under testing? Under testing, or you are not covered everything you release to the client, even though which is going to create a problem or not. So you should not do over testing, you should not do under testing. All these leads to a problem. So now tell me, do you want to cover all the risk areas of your system or not? If you covered all the risk areas of your system, can you stop testing? Can you stop testing? Let us go for your ATM system. You remember ATM? You know ATM? Okay. You went for ATM to withdraw the funds and you entered your ATM, you inserted your card, you started entering the details and you entered the funds called 10,000. Let us assume that it was dispatched 8,000. But how much receipt you will receive? 10,000. How much you received? 8,000. How much problem is there? So I will be very happy, right? Because you expected 10, it is given 8 only. You are very happy? No. What you will do? Rush to the nearest branch, approach, they will say, please cool down, after 24 hours your money will be refunded. Still that, do you have a pressure on your mind or not? Yes. Let us assume that you went into ATM, you want to go for mini statement is not coming. Do you have certain problem or not? It will be impacted on your mind or not? Let us assume that you went for ATM, you want to go for what we can say pin change. Pin change option is not working. Do you have a problem on your mind or not? But all these problems will create the same impact on your mind. Even you are getting less money, even you are not getting mini statement, even you are not getting a chance to do the pin change, you are having a problem on your mind. All these mind problems are going to be the same impact. Different impacts will be there or not? And all these are going to happen at the same time on your process. Let us think you went into the ATM. First you will get 8,000 less. Then at the same time you will get mini statement not coming. Then you will get pin change problem. All will happen at the same time. They will happen in different timings, right? So whenever you go for risk, risk has two factors. Whenever you go for risk has two factors. One is likelihood, second one is impact. Whenever you take any risk has two factors. One is likelihood, second one is impact. What do you mean by likelihood?